Hello all, this is Matthew Stevenson, and today I'm putting two of the biggest names in the game, Apex Trader Funding and TopStep, right under the microscope to see what's really going on inside their $50,000 account programs. In doing so, I'm hoping to try to answer the most important question of all. Are these programs actually designed for us to succeed, or are they built for us to fail? The thing is, some firms have these hidden rules and traps that can make it feel almost impossible to ever see a dime in payouts. I'm going to compare these two firms on four key battlegrounds. First, how much do they really cost you? Second, how do they handle losses? Third, how do you actually get paid? And finally, what does it truly mean to be a funded trader with them? First up, let's follow the money. Very important to do this. I'm not talking about the flashy sale price that you see on the homepage. No. This is like the Titanic, the iceberg scenario here. We are digging into the real long-term cost of what it takes to trade with these firms. You have to admit, Apex's marketing strategy is pretty genius. They suck you in with these insane 90% discounts, making a nearly $170 evaluation look like an absolute steal at just $19. Well, it's an offer that's almost impossible to refuse, right? But that's also where the hidden costs start to pile up. So what's the catch? Well, once you pass that, you have to activate what they call a performance account, okay? And guess what comes with that? A recurring monthly fee. We're talking about $85 a month for Rhythmic, or $105 a month for the other platform, Tradeovate. That's every single month. Doesn't matter if you're trading or not. Doesn't matter if you're profiting or not. Do the math on that. At $85 a month, that's over $1,000 a year for just one account. Let's say you have a good year, you pull in $15,000 in profit. Well, those fees alone just carved out nearly 7% of your hard-earned money. This kind of constant financial pressure can subtly push you to take bigger risks, just to cover your desk fees. With TopStep, here on the right, it's pretty straightforward. You pay a monthly fee while you're being evaluated, then a one-time activation fee, and you're done. No more monthly fees, no more monthly bills. Apex gives you a lifetime fee option, sure, but they do the same thing with their marketing. If you go for the cheaper monthly payments, well, you're on the hook for those recurring costs pretty much forever. So you got to look into the fine print. Now let's talk about the biggest hurdle for most traders, the drawdown rules. This is without a doubt the number one reason people fail these evaluations, and the type of drawdown a firm uses makes a world of difference. Apex uses something called an intraday trailing drawdown. Think of it like a high watermark for your account's balance. Your $50,000 account has a $2,500 risk buffer. As your profits go up, even unrealized profits, in an open trade, that buffer moves up with it. And here's the killer part, it never ever comes back down. So picture this, you're in a killer trade, everything's going your way, and at its peak, you're up $2,000. Your account balance is looking great, you're feeling good, right? But behind the scenes, something dangerous is happening to your risk buffer. As your profits shot up, your drawdown limit secretly crept up right behind it. So when the market pulls back maybe just a bit, even if you're still in a profitable trade, your room for error has permanently shrunk. This is what traders call equity hunting. Calculate. Okay, so the end of day drawdown. mechanism that TopStep incorporates means that your risk limit is calculated once a day at the end of the day. It's not intraday or the high watermark during the day. It's only at the end of the day. This gives you the breathing room you need to handle those midday swings without constantly worrying that a profitable trade is actually tightening the leash on your account while you're in it. Or for the most important part, I should say, can you actually get your money out? This is why we trade, right? To be paid out. This is where some traders find themselves locked in what they call payout jail. This phrase just perfectly captures the frustration, trust me. You've done all the hard work, you've made the money, but suddenly a whole new set of rules just pops up, locking you out of your own earnings. Apex has what they call a 30% consistency rule. This means that no single day's profit could be more than 30% of your total earnings when you request a payout. So let's say you have one monster of a day and make half your money, just like you see in the chart. Well, your payout is blocked. You're literally forced to keep trading, to keep risking your capital just to try to water down your best performance. That's even after you go live. Now, TopStep also has a consistency rule, but it's a completely different concept. Theirs is a 50% rule, but, and this is a huge but, it only applies during the evaluation phase. The second you get funded, it disappears. You can have a monster winning day and actually get paid for it without being punished for being too good. The difference between a simulated account and trading with real money we should talk about. Are you actually trading with the firm's capital, or is it all just an elaborate game? All right, let's be crystal clear here. With Apex, you are always in a simulation. Have you ever asked yourself how a firm profits when we're all trading just simulated accounts? The payouts are coming from the revenue pool. And how is their revenue pool created? Well, assessment fees. So if you're ever getting paid out on a purely simulated account, you have to know that you're being paid out with the fees from other traders failing their assessments, or those monthly fees. Plus, with Apex, payouts are basically at their discretion. And there's absolutely no path to ever trading a live capital account. All right? The TopStep also starts you out in a simulated account. Let's understand that. That's true, but this is a big but. They offer a documented path to trading real money. After 5 successful payouts, their risk team might review you for a live funded account. Now, are the odds low? Probably, but at least there's that chance. Okay, so after looking at the fees, the drawdown rules, the payout rules, and the whole simulation versus capital debate, I put it all together in this final scorecard. TopStep comes out by far on top with the end of day drawdown rule versus the intraday high watermark. The lack of recurring monthly fees. TopStep does have a recurring fee until you pass the assessment and pay that one-time activation. Then the fees stop. There are reset fees if you end up blowing the account. But all in all, it's a much more attractive fee structure. And then the payouts. Even when you're live with Apex, you have that 30% consistency rule. And with TopStep, there is no consistency rule after you're, quote, funded. So this is how I scored them. So the bottom line, TopStep seems to be designed for traders who really want to build a sustainable career. People looking for a clear and transparent framework And TopStep seems to be the firm out of these two that wants to have a more healthy partnership with their prop traders. Apex is more like a high stakes challenge. It might work for a few elite, high frequency traders, but for most people, it's just incredibly risky. So we got to dig deep into the rules and ask ourselves one simple question. Is this program built for me to win? Or is it actually designed for me to fail? Let the answer to that question always be our guide. All right, everyone, trade well, my friends, and we'll see you next time.